Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Bristol Comic Expo. I'm standing here with Dill from Dimensional Comics.
Dimensional Manga.
Dimensional Manga. Oh, sorry, my bad. That bit will be edited, so it'll just sound like I was right from the beginning. Hey. We're just here going to talk about his comics. I've seen it on Milton Keynes. It's some lovely artwork, interesting characters, lots of panda bears.
Yeah, we love the pandas, but we call them pwandas. It's just an extra twist.
Pwandas.
And there's quite a few of them.
Yeah, I noticed they're quite psychotic a lot of the times, it seems.
Well, there's one called Dipsy Fear, and he's got these sharp teeth, and he's very psychotic.
So, if you'd just like to give us a little bit of a idea of your comics, a story about them.
Okay. Well, if you're into things like Naruto, Dragon Ball, it's more on those type of lines.
So it's kind of the action comics of
but it delves deep into reality. Like one of the main concepts in there, it's a fighting system, and it's also a philosophy system, is that reality is made out of 5 layers: physical, energetic, spiritual, intent, conscious collective, and point of creation. Point of creation is basically we are all one being experiencing ourselves from different viewpoints. So you think you're you and I think I'm me, but we've actually both got amnesia and we're looking at each other. You're the interviewer and I'm the creator, so that's the perception given by that. But in the story, that point of creation can actually talk to the characters so they can evolve past themselves, which makes it a bit more...
Wow, that's quite a complicated concept in that respect.
But basically it allows them to break out of what they could be, so it allows them effectively to morph, so you could accept them going from one thing to a totally different thing.
Okay, so it gives you a lot more creative ability in that respect. So.
It's just an excuse really to go, you can go from one thing to the next, but also, as for a fighting system, physical layer, everyone knows hand-to-hand combat, which is self-explanatory, and then the energetic layer, everybody knows, like fireballs, like, you know, all the...
Kamehamehas and all that sort of
Exactly, yeah, and then there's the spiritual level now. This is where it changes slightly. Now there's a character in the story, his name is Genkai, and you can see it in graphic novel 1. He actually puts in the word weak into the spiritual level, and when he puts in the word weak, that actually makes the organs weak.
Damn, so that's quite quite an interesting new twist.
And also, one of the pandas on the spiritual level, what he does, he sticks a toilet seat over a character, on the spiritual level. Now, physically, it's not going to appear. He steps out of it, and the character is dying to go for a crap.
So that's quite an interesting take on things. It's almost like the imagery and metaphor affecting the people in the real world.
And also, the other thing is, we're saying that, I'll explain a little, on the physical level, if you punch someone really hard, the more muscles you've got, the more you're going to hit, the more damage you're going to make. On the energetic level, if someone just disrupts your energy, then it will affect physical matter, in which case someone like, say, Bruce Lee, he does the famous 1-inch punch, and people go flying, Right. Well, on the spiritual level, what we're saying is most of our diseases come from emotional stuff, so if you're holding all your emotion in your heart, well then you're going to eventually die by a heart attack.
Right, okay.
Yeah, it's fiction, so, but it just makes a nice difference. Then you got the other levels like intent and conscious collective and all that kind of stuff. You got like, different moves in there. Like one of the concepts in there is that your brain is actually a decoder, and that basically it's a radio station. Your brain is picking up physical 3D Earth. So basically, if you want to teleport from London to Bristol, you just change the frequency in your brain and you'll actually end up there. That's one of the concepts within it.
That's a really interesting twist. Where did you come up with all these ideas? I mean,
okay, now this is going to sound very crazy, but I hope people listen to this. It's very important. Basically, you get lost. I don't mean stop listening to this. I mean, use up all your ideas as quick as possible, because what you've got to understand is your ideas aren't strictly your own. They came from TV, films, books, whatever. They came to you from a different source, and then you made them your own, or you think that anyway. Once you use those up as soon as you can quickly, you're lost and you're thinking, where do I go now? I've got nothing left. Where do I go? At that point, you're lost. At that point, that's when new things can come in. But before then, and don't fight being lost. It's possibly one of the best things ever. And just to give you kind of a metaphor or example of that, just look at yourself as an explorer. You can't find anything new if you're standing in the same goddamn place. If you want to find something new, you have to keep exploring, so be lost. That's the point.
That's really nice. That's a really cool metaphor. I really like that.
Yeah, cool.
Do you want to plug your webpage and let us know where it is so people can go check the stuff out?
Dimensionalmanga.com. And I want to remind people that is, it's called Demon Prince, Throne of Gaia. And there's pandas in there, there's cats, but we don't call them cats, we call them quats. There's quite a silly bunch of those. So it's got some serious stuff in there, and it's got some silly stuff. I like both. I don't see why you come out silly.
You should mix the two together, because
seriously silly and silly the other way around.
I mean, if you all have only a serious comic, then when a serious impact happens, it doesn't affect you. You've got to have the mix between the light and the darkness to actually make a good comic work.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for all that.
And just one last thing.
Yeah.
We're going to be releasing other stories this year. They're called Feature Manga. That's like the tag we're putting on them. And basically it's a whole anime in a book, so you don't have to buy 50 million books to complete the series. It's one whole...
So it's a complete story?
A complete story, and expect minimum anime quality character designs, minimum anime quality scripting and story. Expect that. Don't expect anything less, because manga is just a medium.
Cool.
That's the point.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, and yeah, hope you guys are listening to this. Go check out the webpage, check out their art. They've got some nice little previews on the webpage. I want to check that out as well.
There's 2 previews at the moment, and there's going to be more coming. It's dimensionalmanga.com. Anyway, I look forward to seeing any of you guys at the shows. And
have you got any more shows coming up for the rest of the year?
Yeah, expect us at all the major events.
All the major ones. And one last question. This is something I've been asking to everybody. What is the strangest thing you've seen at a convention so far? I mean, we've had people talking about there's been simulated gay sex between different characters from comic books, sort of cosplayers. Someone was talking about a pregnant stormtrooper.
Oh yeah, I think I saw someone dressed in some kind of gimp outfit yesterday, and they were struggling in it. But you know,
that's a pretty unusual thing to see at a convention.
They were across from us, and they were trying it. If they want to try that, that's fair play. Try something new. It's good.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
This is Nancy Allen, and you're listening to Dork in Your Eye.
Yes, that was our first ever soundbite. I hope you enjoyed it. But more importantly, thank you very much to I can't talk. Thank you very much to Dill from DimensionalManga.com. There will be links to this in the show notes on the website. Go check it out. That was a really cool interview. He said some really interesting things, and I'm not usually one for manga at all, but some of the concepts he was talking about in that book sound pretty badass. I'm not going to do a lot of talking, mostly because I'm quite tired and have quite a bit of work ahead of me.